The story of Danny's life was a testament to past wounds. He lost his wife and 2 kids in a catastrophic explosion. His wife and daughter were found and given a proper burial, but his son's body was nowhere to be found. For a decade, every single week, he'd make a beeline for the police station, hoping for some shred of news about his missing son. But the answer he got was always the same. Come back next week. Every time without fail, he'd get on the bus to go home, but not before telling the driver he'd be back again the next day. This routine had the driver shaking his head in disbelief. He finally told Danny to just let it go, because his son was most likely gone for good. But Danny's determination was strong as an ox. He shook his head, admitting he could never move on until he could bury his son, who had a telltale red birthmark on the back of his neck. On a daily basis, Danny ran a small mini-mart, which also doubled as his home. That day, while he was minding the store, a customer started making a scene. Luckily, a tough-as-nails woman in red stepped in and handled it. Not long after, shortly after, 2 local police on patrol showed up, and they seemed to know Danny well. One of the police officers asked Danny to teach him kung fu because it turned out that behind his calm demeanor was a monster. He was a former Chinese Special Forces member and a kung fu expert. But their conversation sent Danny's mind drifting back to 10 years ago. He was showing off his brand new mini-mart, which even had a secret underground tunnel. His wife was giving him a used car as an anniversary gift. But suddenly, the sweet daydream was shattered when the mini-mart floor shook violently, as if a massive earthquake had just hit. Well, let's take a trip back in time to 1 hour before the incident. In a safe house, 2 foreign soldiers were keeping an eye on a woman who was a key witness, holding the secret to a major case. Meanwhile, outside the house, some local teenagers were getting on the nerves of the foreign soldiers, taunting and chasing them. Just when the soldiers were probably at their wits' end, a group of veiled troops suddenly stormed the safe house. In the tense atmosphere, one of the female soldiers tried to help a little girl who was scared out of her wits, while another guard, the male, was shot to death. The female guard saw a small girl crying and decided to help her, but eventually she was also killed. While the guards were putting up a good fight, the female witness they were supposed to protect had mysteriously disappeared. They didn't have time to look for her because a fresh wave of the attackers was already breathing down their necks. After the brutal battle, the commander of the guards was taken to meet the gang's leader, a merciless and cruel mafia boss called Father by his lackeys. He was always accompanied by a mysterious woman named Bella. The foreign soldiers admitted that the person they were looking for had escaped. Not long after, Father's right-hand man, Stephen, handed him a cell phone with an incoming call from a government official. The official was mad as a hornet and gave them an earful for daring to attack the Chinese community. But Father just said that all he wanted was the woman who held his biggest secret. If he failed to get her, their entire operation would go down in flames. The official gave them an ultimatum. They had only 12 hours to find their target. Back at the mini-mart, all communications suddenly went dead. The tough-as-nails woman from earlier. And a man came into the mini-mart to take shelter. Shortly after, a priest and a woman named Sheila came in, carrying an injured child. Danny acted deftly, using his expertise to remove a large clot of blood from the boy's stomach. Thanks to his quick actions, the kid regained consciousness, and everyone breathed a sigh of relief. Not long after, Father and his gang of villains showed up to surround the shop. The arrogant customer from before, who felt he hadn't done anything to deserve this, and 2 other customers decided to go out and surrender. But the villains just shot the 2 people dead, leaving the arrogant guy shaking in his boots. He only survived because Danny quickly pulled him back inside. The attackers were there for Sheila, who turned out to be the person Father was after all along. Father gave Danny 3 minutes to hand her over to him. Meanwhile, Sheila, who was previously scared out of her mind, was now ready to sacrifice herself and hand the chip she was carrying to Danny to save everyone else. But Danny stopped her cold and immediately closed the shop's rolling door. Since Danny was showing resistance, Father ordered his right-hand man, a guy with a steel bucket covering his head named Bruno, to go in and get Sheila by force. Inside the mini-mart, the others were livid with Danny's actions. One of them even pulled Sheila away, ready to throw her to the wolves. But the ruthless gangsters got to him first, finishing him off in a flash. After securing themselves, the arrogant customer started mouthing off, but Danny immediately shut him down. He made it clear that no matter what, they were all going to die at the hands of the villains. Danny then ordered Frank to get everyone to the shop's basement. Once they were ready, Danny quickly assembled a simple trap. The cover to the tunnel turned out to be a real pain in the neck to open, but with his expertise as a former Special Forces soldier, Danny opened the lid using his knowledge of science and engineering. At the same time, Bruno and his troops managed to bust into the mini-mart, but they didn't realize that Danny's trap was about to wipe them out in one go.